What's going on, y'all? So, uh, within these 30 years young, I've learned a lot. It's been a roller coaster. It's been ups, it's been downs. Good times and bad times. But all of it was necessary. All of it is necessary. There's still a lot of learning to do. But what I've learned so far, in these 30 years young, is that you have to have structure in life. You have to have a foundation set. It's something that takes time. We go through these different stages in life, from teenagers to young adults. We're not really thinking about those things. We're not thinking that far ahead. We're thinking that we're young and we got time. But time is really not on our side. We don't really have time to waste. So you got to build that foundation. What do you stand for? What you believe in? What do you want to do? I know that's easier said than done, especially when you're young. You don't really know what you want to do. You might start out with something and then jump into something else from there to there, which I did. But you want to build that foundation. Who you are. Spend time with yourself. Figure out who you are as an individual. Get away from the groups. Not saying you have to get away forever, but spend some time alone to get to know yourself. Oftentimes when you packed in groups, there's a bunch of different minds and individuals. Everybody have their own thought process and the way they do things. You don't really know what you want to do until you get really on your own, until you become an individual, until you get that time to yourself. So you want to build that foundation and stick to it. Let nobody come between it. That's what you is. That's what you building up. That's a part of your process. That's what's going to keep your house up. That's what's going to keep you going in the long run. You set your foundation. This is who I am. This is what I'm standing on. If it's right. If corrective criticism come in, possibly might have to change some things. You set that foundation and understand that it's going to be storms. As I said, you're going to have good times, you're going to have bad times. You're going to be people that come and they're not your life. They're going to come in and out with their own thoughts, with their own process, their own way of how they do things. So you got to make sure that foundation is set solid. Nobody can move it. It only gets moved when you're ready to move it. You set that foundation, and then you start building things around it. Your career, the type of lifestyle you want to live, health, wealth, whatever else you want to add on to it. You know, you want to make sure that you building the correct circle or triangle if you want any people in your life at all, you know, around that home, so it won't be turned down. Get to know people before you welcome them into your home. You know, figure out who they are, what they stand for, you know, what they're about before welcome them into your home. You know, and even then, understand that everybody has their own personal issues. No one is perfect. So if you're dealing with people, understand that people comes with problems. You can either choose to deal with them or just move them out of your life. The choice is up to you. Understand that life is your life. It's a gift. I learned that that's something that we was given, you know. It can be taken away at any time. Don't take it for granted. Regardless of what's in your life, materialistically, it shouldn't make you or break you, you know. In all reality, we here momentarily, you know, and we don't have too much time to put all our value into materialistic things. Those things come and go. Use them. Don't get attached to them. You can always get those things back. You know, I see a lot of people's lives are built on those things. You know, true happiness is found with inside. The things that you can pull from inside, the easy things that you can get access to, they're free. You know, getting to see outside, nature, getting a chance to put your body through good physical activity, hard physical activity, things that you can feel. You know, all the good things in life are free. That's what I've learned so far, you know. Yes, I like materialistic things, but I don't cherish them. You know, I understand that they can go at any moment, you know, and I understand that I can get those things back at any moment, anytime. You know, it's nothing to get your hands on something, on an object, you know, if you put the work in for it. It don't mean anything. I learned that exercising is very beneficial, you know, mentally and physically. After every workout, I feel great. You know, it might be hard pushing through it and getting through it, but afterwards, I feel great. I feel rejuvenated. You know, I'm able to work longer hours. I'm able to do a lot of different things differently, you know. A lot of things are beneficial with working out. I've learned that you don't know everything. It's okay to ask questions. Good learners ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask somebody a question. I was always taught that no question is a stupid question. You know, the only ones that's stupid is the ones that are afraid to ask questions. They're afraid that they're gonna look stupid because they asked a question. You learn by asking questions. You know, it's just it's so much. You know, you gotta understand that people that you grew up with, they're not gonna be the ones that you finish with all the time. You might have a few people still around that you communicate with, that you keep in contact with, but understand that everybody is not going to be around for the marathon. Some people are just here just for the race. You know, understand that you're going to have problems in life. Understand that if you didn't come from a good structured home, that you're going to have to learn things on your own. You're going to have to learn how to build that foundation on your own. You're going to go through a lot of different things, a lot of different phases, and you're going to be trying to figure out why. You know, you're going to have to look back in your past, in your childhood, and find that understanding. That way you can begin building your foundation and building your house strong. You know, take all those problems and turn them into pleasures. Turn it into purpose. Make the best out of it. Learn not to complain. You know, nobody care about complainers. You know, you're not going to get nowhere in life with complaints. The best thing you can do is take those situations, those past situations, and turn them into a positive outcome. Be the best you can be. I've learned that whether you're doing good or bad, some people are always gonna have to have something to say. You can be doing your best, at your best. People will still be looking at what you did in the past. They'd still be trying to make judgments of who you are from your past. You got to be strong and look past that, and always go back to your foundation. Always understand who you are as an individual. Understand that you are not that person that you was then. You know, some people might look at you and say you changed. You're supposed to change. You're supposed to change for the better. You know, anybody that's looking at you and saying that you changed, you're a different person, and you know that I'm a changed person for the better, get them from around you. You know, because they're still stuck on who you were. You know, they don't have no understanding of who you are now. And obviously that person don't understand change. That person haven't matured from then. If they're still looking at you, if they're looking at you now and saying that you've changed, you got to understand that you know, everybody can't go with you. You know, even relatives, you know. Understand that blood don't make you family. That's something I had to learn. You know, just looking back, I was attached to certain situations with certain people just because they were my blood. You know, as time went on, I learned that, you know, yeah, with blood, I love you, but we're not on the same page. So gotta let you go. Let it be what it is. You gotta protect your mental. Your mental is very important. You know, we are all individuals. You know, we can love each other from a distance. Everybody is out to make it. Everybody have problems. Everybody want to go somewhere. Everybody want to get something out of life. That don't make you enemies. It's just we on two different pages, and that's okay. That's life. Understand that everything is not going to go your way, no matter what you do. Everything will not go as planned in life. As I said before, you're going to have storms, and your foundation is what's going to help you weather those storms. Your why is going to help you weather those storms. No matter what storm comes your way, you have to keep pushing. You have to keep going through. That's what's going to build character. That's what's going to strengthen your foundation even more. Those storms. That's when you're going to figure out if your foundation is set properly. Is it going to be able to hold the house when you go through those storms? That's the only way you figure out who you are. And not even just that, you know, the people around you. When those storms come through. Not that they have to give you anything, not that they owe you anything, but are those people going to be around still when those storms come through? Or are they going to scare you like roaches? That's when you figure out who's with you and who's not. Especially if you have something to offer them. You know, it's very important. Your foundation is very important for your house to sit on. You got to figure out what you want, what you really want in your life. You know, you're going to go through a lot of ups and downs. It's inevitable that you don't. You know, it's important that you do. That's pretty much, you know, a summary, you know, of how I look at things. A lot more, you know, we got there's a lot more to learn, you know. Long ways to go. I'm not taking it for granted. I understand now that time is not on our side. You know, we got to make the best out of our time. You know, you have choices in life. You can even be happy or sad or mad. You can continue to hold on what happened to you in the past and miss living in the present moment, you know, and risk becoming depressed. We have choices. We're going to make bad choices. We're going to make good choices. You know, hopefully we learn from the bad choices. You know, that's where we get our learning experience from. Making bad choices. We know if the stove hot, not to touch it again. You know, and even then, sometimes we still make those same choices. You know, we go down that same path again and again and again until something happens, you know. Thankfully, you know, I learned my lessons in a few places. You know, it's still my learning to do. It's always going to be learning. Life is a journey, you know, a journey full of learning. That's what we're here for, to learn and to pass it down, pass down knowledge, take what we learned and help out someone else. Even if they're not listening, still try to pass down that information, try to be a helping hand. You know, you can't help everybody, but the ones that you can help, it'll be very beneficial to you. You know, you don't always have to give people materialistic things. A piece of knowledge will go a long way. And that's pretty much it for me. You know, as I continue to grow, as I continue to get older, I'll have more of a story to tell. I'll have more things to share that I've learned with the youth, and, you know, with some people my age that still might not have gotten it yet. It takes a while. You know, everybody not gonna get it right away. Nobody perfect.